Hi guys, I'm Clem and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my March wrap-up. So as you know, since January I'm also including in my wrap-up the movies and the TV series I've watched. And this month I had a pretty good reading month. I think I read something like 6 or 7 books, which is actually really good for me because usually I manage to read like something 4 or 5 books max in a month, so I'm really proud of myself. And I also watched a lot of movies, so let's get right into it. So the first book I read this month was for my class, and it was Strong Poison by Dorothy L. Slayer or Sayers. I think it's Sayers. I gave this book 2.75 out of 5 stars. It was nice, like it was the way it was written was really nice, but I wasn't really interested in the murder and in everything that was happening in the story, so I got bored pretty easily. And I don't know, like, it was good, but I didn't I wasn't interested in it. Next, at the beginning of the month, I went to see Lady Bird by, I don't know who made this movie, but with Saoirse Ronan. I hope I'm saying this right because I really love her, but her, like on the poster. I gave this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really nice. I didn't give it 5 stars because I think sometimes like it was a bit long, but I love movies that are slow and long where really nothing happens. It's basically a coming of age movie, and it was a perfect coming of age movie. And yeah, it was really nice, and it was really interesting to see the relationship between Lady Bird and the mom, which is, I think, for me the most important part of the story. It's not like Lady Bird and her boyfriend. For me it's her and her mom, and it was really beautiful, and I almost cried at the end. It was really nice. Next, I read Rope a Play by Patrick Hamilton. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars, I think. And it's a play where you're following 2 persons who killed a boy, and they put it in a coffin. No, not a coffin, in a box. Yeah, in a box. And they invite a lot of people, including the father of the guy they killed and a policeman, and people who knew this boy. And actually they're like doing some sort of a picnic, and they're eating this on the box where there is the body in it. So it was really interesting, but I don't know, like I think it's better if you see it as a play, like most of the plays it's better if you see it. This month I also rewatched Wonder Woman. I gave it a 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. This movie is still great, I still love it a lot, but I've seen a video now like that made me think about stuff that's happening in the movie. It's true that Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, doesn't know a thing about the world, and she's asking so many questions all the time, and it's a bit long sometimes. Sometimes it's a bit long, and the ending is good, but I don't know. I prefer Marvel, but it's still a really good movie. Next, I read Malice Aforethought by, I don't really remember who, but this dude. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, I think. Yeah, because what was really interesting in this book is that the first half of the book is the main character wanting to kill his wife because he wants to be with someone else, but her wife doesn't want to get a divorce, so he's poisoning her and he gets away with it. But the second half of it is like a year after that, him who, you see that he got away with it, but there are people who think that he did it, and he's trying to kill those people. And it's really interesting because for once you see the murderer who how he thinks and why he does that. So it was really interesting, but yeah, no, it was interesting. After that, I rewatched Casino Royale. So it's the first James Bond with Daniel Craig. I hate James Bond except the one with Daniel Craig, I don't know why. I really love Casino Royale, it's one of my favorite ones. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I could never give this movie a 5 out of 5 stars because I hate the ending. I hate what's happening at the end. I'm not going to spoil it, but I hate that, and I'm against this. I will always be against the ending. I really like this one, especially for the character Vesper, who is played by... I forgot her name. I hate myself. It's the one who's playing Miss Peregrine, and she's playing Penny Dreadful, and she's amazing, and I really love her, and I don't remember her name, so I'm not going to stop, but yeah, I really love this movie. Then I had finished all my book for class, so I could finally read for myself, and I read The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It was amazing. I really liked it. I listened most of it because I was doing so many things at the same time, but I couldn't put it down, so I had to listen to it. And when I started this book, the only thing I knew was it was telling the story of Monty, who is like an aristocrat, an English aristocrat who is actually bisexual and is in love with his best friend Percy. And Monty and Percy are going on a road trip around Europe with his sister. It's happening in the Victorian era, and that's all I knew. I thought it was going to be like a contemporary, like a romance, but in the Victorian era between two guys. But actually, there is some sort of not a plot twist, but there's an element I didn't see coming, and so the story takes a new turn, and it's amazing. I didn't know that it was like that kind of story. And I was so surprised, but you know, it was a good surprise, and I loved it so much. I can't wait to read the next one, which is a lady's guide to piracy and petticoat or something like that, or to petticoat. Anyway, I can't wait to read it because it was really a good book. There's a lot of humor, and Monty is so sassy. I really enjoyed it. Next, I rewatched Quantum of Solace, so the second James Bond with Daniel Craig. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's not my favorite one because I don't really care about the intrigue, and this one is really long for me. At some point, sometimes I'm a bit bored. Sometimes it's still James Bond, but sometimes I don't really care, right? So I don't really have anything to say about it's Quantum of Solace, and you just have to watch it to watch Skyfall, which is amazing. So as you can guess, after I watched Skyfall, and Skyfall is a 5 out of 5 star all the way. I love this one, it's my favorite one. I don't know, we are introduced to the character of Q, and there's Ham, and so many things happen in this one, and I don't know, the sceneries are absolutely beautiful. I don't know, I love this one so much. It's my favorite. It's really my favorite. I love it so much. Next, I started my reread of A Mortal Instrument, so I reread City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Pretty much it was so good to be in this world again and to reread everything that happened to some of my favorite characters. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I made a video about my top 5 favorites in a Facebook. I'm going to link it somewhere, so go check it out if you want. And yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5 stars, of course. And finally, I finished my rewatch of all the James Bond, so I rewatched Spectre. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars because it had so much potential, but it's just not good. There is so many things that's wrong with this one. First, I hate both the James girls. The main one is one of the only French actress I can't stand. I hate her so much. There is all this thing about the love story that's so wrong if you know a bit of James Bond. It's so wrong. The things that are good about this one is the song by Sam Smith, which is one of the best songs written for James Bond, and the opening scene in Mexico. That's the only thing I like in this movie. It wasn't planned at first, but I continued my rereading of A Mortal Instrument, and I read City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. It's used to be my favorite, and I think it's still one of my favorite, but I think I'm going to enjoy more City of Glass, and I think I prefer City of Glass. But there are some scenes between Clary and Jess in this one that are just amazing when you know that they're not brother and sister, so I think that's why I like it so much. But actually not really, like there's not a lot happening in this one. It's pretty short comparing to the other one, and yeah, not really, like there's not a lot happening in this one, but it's still good. And I'm not telling you too much because this Friday there is my top 5 favorite scene of City of Ashes that's coming out, so stay tuned for that. Next up we've got The Indestructible that I rewatched because this summer finally we have the second movie that's coming out. I think I was 8 or 9 when the first one came out, and when I saw the end of the movie I was like, yeah, the next one is coming like max in 2 years, I can't wait. I'm still waiting. I'm 21 and I'm still waiting for the second movie of It Indestructible. It's been a long time since I'd watched it, and it was really good. I gave it, I think, something like 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's really a good movie. I love it so much. I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait. I'm going to mention the only TV series I watch, like, I'm watching a lot of TV series, but I'm only mentioning those I watch, like, all of it, like, all season or something like that. And I watch Everything Sucks on Netflix, which is very new. Was it new? Yeah, it was at the beginning of March or something like that, and it was really good. I gave it a 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's a really good and cute series. Like, it's 20-minute episodes, so it's perfect to binge watch it, which is what I did. I watched all this season in one day. And if you want, it's like Stranger Things without the supernatural and in the 90s. And you're like, tell me, like, yeah, but what's good about Stranger Things, the 80s and the supernatural? Everything Sucks. It's basically that you're following this group of kids who are trying to make a movie about aliens, and it's really good, and there's shit happening around every character, and there is a love story, and it's really good. And I love, like, the setting of the 90s. It's amazing. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's really good. The last movie I saw this month was Moana, because after watching The Indestructible, I wanted to watch all the Disney this year. That's one of my challenge. So I continued with Moana, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, I think. Yeah, that's what I did. I really love Moana. It's not one of my favorite, but the image and the sceneries are really beautiful at some point, and the message, I think, around it, I really like it. I'm not giving it 5 out of 5 stars just because of the crab scene. I don't know, this scene is so what the fuck for me. I don't understand it, and it's sung, and I'm like, why did you do that? So it's the only reason why this movie doesn't get 5 stars. The last book I read this month is Renegade by Marissa Meyer. Actually, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm more than halfway through it, so I'm going to include it in my March wrap-up. I can feel that this book is going to be a 4 out of 5 stars, 4.5 out of 5 stars, because, like, I'm taking notes because I would like to make a review on it, and there are so many things that are wrong in this story, like so many mistake in a way about the world building that I don't understand, and I don't know, I don't understand everything yet, so maybe it's going to be a 4.5 out of 5 stars because something amazing is going to happen, but so far I have too many questions to, like, enjoy the book. Like I don't know, I'm enjoying it, but, like, so many times I have questions, and I'm like, that makes me, like, take break in the story to just think about them, telling myself, how is it possible? How can this happen when they had this, or things like that? But it's a really good book, and I didn't really know much when I started it, and I'm really surprised on a lot of things because it's really enjoyable, and it's very different in a way from the Lunar Chronicles, which I love, if you don't know already, but I really love this series. So I'm really intrigued to see, like, how is it going to wrap up and everything that's going to happen next. So yeah guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to share and to like this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified when I post new video. Tell me in the comments down below if you read or what you read in March. I would love to know and chat with you about it. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye guys!